Shalom, sisters. All praise to the Most High. So today's topic is obviously about sister wives, and I wanted to bring this up because it's a topic that always gets brought up in Israel. Is whether sisters don't agree with it, or is whether sisters do agree with it. Some sisters will push it so heavy, and some sisters won't talk about it. And I just want to say, according to the scriptures, it's lawful. And if anybody can find me a scripture that says that it's not lawful, leave it below. And I'm going to clean cut you with Exodus when it says if a man has two wives. It's in the law. So I don't really want to see no, but then a bishop having one. But not every man wants to be a bishop. Not every Israelite man even goes out and teaches the word. That's not that man's lot. It's not every man's lot to be a bishop. Some men had multiple wives in the ancient world. Now, those men might have been great men. Like when you read Judges, when the brother had, 30 sons and 30 daughters. Now, some people could say, yeah, one woman had 30 sons and 60 kids. But let's just be honest. Let's just be real. Let's keep it real. The man probably had multiple wives. So, let's look at Solomon. Solomon had multiple wives. Now, do I condone multiple wives in today's society? No, I don't. And let me tell you why. The only reason why is because just based off of what I've seen, I've talked to sister wives, I've talked to first wives and second wives, and I've kind of seen it. I've kind of seen all that comes with it. And I think that it's something that we're not ready for as a nation. No matter how much one sister can agree with it, no matter how much a sister can push it and agree with it, and a man could be like, oh, I'm down for it, I still don't think that we still ready for that as a nation. And that's just my personal opinion. It's lawful, it says it's in the scriptures, but I'm just saying that I don't think that a lot of us are ready for that. And I say that because we so damaged, like we just a damaged nation of people. And we coming from fresh out of the world. We coming from always seeing monogamous relationships, just seeing how like we were just indoctrinated in just wickedness. Like so it's like even if you in the truth, you still gonna one woman will be like, look, to please your husband, a man might say to his wife, look, I'm thinking about getting another wife. And for whatever reason, he says he's thinking about getting another wife, and you do it, and you say, okay, just to please your husband. And, you secretly might not be okay with that, because as women, like we're like lionesses. Like we protect, our family, we protect our husband, and we know how sometimes other women can be. Some women are sincere, and then you have some women that's not sincere, and I've seen it. I've seen women that will say that they're okay, and just mind y'all, it's not my personal experience. It's all stuff that I've seen happen, all stuff that I've, had to deal with while dealing with sisters and stuff. This is all based off of the experiences that I've seen. This is something that my husband and I choose not to deal with. But anyway, I'm just going off of what I've seen. I've seen sister wives say that. I've seen sisters tell men that. I've seen sisters tell men, oh yeah, I think it's such a good idea to be a sister wife, and that's so righteous, and our nation needs that. And then they'll say, well, are you still going to be having sex with her? Or that girl, or refer to the other wife as that, are you still gonna be having sex with that girl? Do you think that like she would try to have sex with you to get back at me, and I would want to meet her out of respect of da 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 out of you and your child or in your family and your congregation. But it's sisters that do stuff like that, and it's sisters that aren't sincerely trying to be a sister wife. They will get with a man and they'll have a Jezebel spirit on them, and they'll pull that man away from his family, from his congregation, and ultimately from the truth, and that's a Jezebel spirit. So that's and I've seen it. I've seen it multiple times, and I think that that's exactly why I said, and men, and I think the scripture says that women are the weaker vessel, but some men can be weak in the truth too. Now, I'm not saying all men, that's why I said some men. Some brothers can be weak in the spirit. Some brothers could be going through something with their wife. They could be going through whatever it is they going through. And they seek talking to another woman thinking that that's going to be better, and it just brings on more drama. And another thing about, say you are a wife and you want your husband to have another wife for whatever reason, you really gotta prove that sister. You really gotta prove that sister and really see what she about, really get in her head. Does she even know the scriptures? Does she know the scriptures? Do she understand how deep and important that is, that she can't go off and be with other men and then come back in y'all relationship, that she can't, say you with a sister, say you got a sister wife, you breastfeeding your baby, she go out with somebody else because she mad at the husband, then she come back and bring something to the family, you breastfeeding your baby, now your baby got whatever. Look, it's a big fucking, excuse my language, sorry y'all, I ain't even gonna say the F word, it's a big mess. So it's just like, you really gotta prove that sister, because some sisters truly aren't sincere. Then you do have, oh, and here's another example. This is something else I've seen. I've seen sisters say, that's not my kid, to her husband's child. When in fact, sis, that is your kid. That's your child. That's your husband's seed. That's your child too. And women forget about stuff like that. When I heard that, I was kind of like, dang, I thought we was getting somewhere as a nation, as women, and I hear the sister say that her husband's child wasn't her child, when in fact it is her child. So that was very disheartening. Like, I just haven't seen any good examples. And when I do see sisters push being a sister wife, honestly, I see them do it because they single and they just want men to look at them and say, oh, she is sister, she agree with me having multiple wives, and she's down, she understands the law, this and the third. And then when the sister get with the man and she end up being a sister wife, then it's a problem. Then she forget about all that she said. She forget about, being a sister wife. And like, it's more to it than just trying to make a man happy and trying to get a man's attention. Like, you got to make sure that you in the right spirit. You got to make sure that you in the right spirit before you even start telling a man that. First of all, shouldn't no man know that? Shouldn't no man know that you down to be a sister wife, to be honest, until you actually courting them? So they can use that and say, look, I'm going to talk to her, spit this game, da-da-da-da-da. Because you have men and women that will say they in this truth, but really be Satan. So you got men, you will have a man that see that you pushing being a multiple wife, and he'll see that and be like, okay, all right, well, look, I'm about to just spit this game to her, tell her to stand a third, have her move in with me and my family till I can take care of her, and then, all hell break loose. And you wondering why you in a position that you in. Now you got your kids living. It's a bee. What? Hold on, it's a bee over here. You got your kid living in the man's house. Now you depended on the man. He said he's going to take care of you. He told you all the things that you wanted to hear. Told you he could provide for you. You met the sister's cool. Then you get in the house a month into it. It's a damn mess. Why? Because you put yourself so open out there, and that goes into being modest and being shamefaced and being meek. Not everybody needs to know how you feel about certain things, especially in particular when it comes to being a multiple wife when you're single, because you can attract brothers that aren't sincere, because you could be doing that, not being sincere, just trying to get brothers' attention and approval for men. So sisters got to really check their spirit when they always pushing that. Like, you pushing it because at the same time, you don't even really understand how, a lot of sisters don't even really understand how deep being a sister wife is. That's really a bond between you You're sharing your husband with another woman. You literally sharing your husband with another woman, and y'all are building a family. So that husband can lay with you and then get you pregnant. Then your husband can lay with the other sister, and then she get pregnant. Y'all might be pregnant at the same time. Y'all might be pregnant at the same time. Y'all gonna be emotional. Somebody gonna feel like, dang, is he showing me enough attention? Oh, he with her. He always be. It's always gonna be something. It ain't gonna be perfect. And you gotta have the strength to get through situations like that. You gotta have the mind frame to be strong to get through whatever that you gonna go through. Imagine how a regular marriage is tough. So adding another sister, another woman that come with emotions and such on, that's going to be 10 times harder. So stop making it seem like it's so easy. It's not going to be easy. Nothing comes easy. So, and that's for the sisters that's always pushing it all the time. If you're going to talk about it, really talk about it. Don't just do it so men can see it and say, oh, she down for this, that, and the third. Talk about it. Talk about maybe the pros and cons of it. Talk about it. Don't just put it out there like, oh, it's just soap. Like, no, think about it. A man in this captivity can barely even take care of himself. A lot of brothers can barely take care of themselves, and I've seen it, okay? A lot of brothers can't. A lot of brothers struggle to take care of one family, financially and spiritually. It's not always about financially, spiritually too. A lot of brothers might have problems with their relationship with their wife that, they in the truth with, and they might be like, look, I don't feel like dealing with her. I'm gonna just move on. Like, that brother may not be spiritually strong, because no brother would give up on one wife to talk to somebody else, unless that wife is just completely just gone out the truth. Like, she just don't want to do it no more, blah, 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 whatever. But it's really about proving people. Being a multiple wife, it's a deep thing. And a lot of men in the truth, they'll say, if a brother want to do it, he gonna do it regardless. Yeah, I get that. If a brother gonna want to get a multiple wife, if your husband want to get a multiple wife, he's gonna do it at the end of the day. But as his wife, if you have a husband that's seeking another wife, as his wife, you really got to make sure you're his helpmate and ask him the reasons why. Say, what are the reasons why, and what qualities, what other qualities are you looking for in this sister? And what I would sincerely ask questions, and I will also tell him that it's your job to it's his, sorry y'all, this sun is hot as I don't know what. It's his job to help to protect the family too, but that's also your job too. As an Israelite woman, you're supposed to protect your family by any means necessary too, your children. So you want to make sure that the woman that you got around your children isn't off, isn't going, do nothing crazy to your kids. So it's really about y'all building a good relationship. It's really about you, the sister, and the husband all coming together building a relationship. A woman should not be comfortable, and this is something else that I've seen. A woman should not be comfortable building a relationship with another woman's husband without asking about the other sister. Now, that's a bad sign right there. If a brother or a sister reaches, first of all, sisters shouldn't even be looking for husbands. You're supposed to be sought after. But if a brother reaches out to you and say, hey, you know what? I'm married. Do you think, whatever the reason may be, I don't know why, I'm just like, why? But whatever the reason may be, say a brother does reach out to a sister and says, you know what, I kind of want to court you, and I want you to meet my family after he's done courting you or whatever. And throughout that whole process of courting, if the sister doesn't even say, hey, do you think I can talk to your wife? Then she's not sincere. That's not going to be the right sister for your family. If she's not being sincere, that's not the right sister. If she not, oh, I can meet you. Let me talk to your kids. Let me meet your wife. But you'll have some sisters that'll say, oh, do you think that she'll get mad if, like, no, that's not a sister wife. That's not a sister wife. Sister wives want to meet each other, want to talk to each other, want to build, have a good relationship, go over scriptures, fast together, let their kids interact, because a lot of times, a lot of women that come in the truth some do already have children. So you might be getting added on to a family that already had children. So, let your children meet, y'all sit down, y'all talk, y'all take the time to really get to know each other, and don't jump into something. Don't jump into being somebody's other wife. Okay? Don't jump into being somebody's other wife. Take the time to approve them, to get to know them, to understand them, understand why he's seeking another wife. Ask how the sister feels about it. Say, sis, how do you feel about this? And what if that sister says, you know what, this really makes me uncomfortable, but I'm just trying to please my husband. Now you have to go along with the fact that you in a situation where the wife feels uncomfortable, but you want to be with the man anyway. Personally, I wouldn't want to be in a situation where I made anybody feel uncomfortable. But you still have sisters that will still want to pursue the relationship with the man while she knows that the sister is uncomfortable. To me, that's not a sister. To me, a sister will understand, like, look, I know you're not comfortable with this, blah, 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 but maybe we can just try to just be friends. Something like that. And then maybe, maybe the sister might grow on you. Maybe the sister might grow on me, things like that. That's how things should be done. Like, let things be done decently in order when you trying to be a multiple wife and so on. And honestly, I'm not going to say, oh, it's easier to just, it's men in the truth that aren't married. It's a lot of men in the truth that's not married. Sometimes I think sisters see what another man has built and built upon, and see what another man's family has, and I feel like, to me, I kind of feel like I wouldn't even want to, and this is just like I said, some of this is just my opinion, I wouldn't even want to interfere in what another man and woman built. I wouldn't even want to be a part of what somebody else built from the ground up and worked on. I would want to do that with my own husband, and that's just my personal opinion. That's the difference between, I know sisters, a lot of sisters watching this would probably agree, but some sisters want to be a part of another person's family, which is fine, I guess, which is fine, but you just have to make sure things are done decently and in order. Do you understand? Make sure things are done decently in order, that the sister is sincere, that this sister isn't going to try to pull your husband away from the truth, that there's no envy between you and a sister, that y'all are fasting together, praying together, getting to know each other, y'all children are getting to know one another and stuff. Just making sure that y'all on one accord, and that y'all agree, and that things are being done decently and in order, and that the husband not talking to one wife and the other wife don't know about it, and the girl just moved in the family. That's not done decently in order. Not you just bring a sister saying, I want my husband to have a multiple wife, so she just bring a sister in the house, and then the husband come home from work, and he like, who is this? She's like, oh, I want you to have a sister. He gonna be like, what are you doing? I didn't approve her. I don't know her. Everybody has to be in on it. Everybody has to be in on it, okay? Everybody has to be in on it. It's not just a two people thing when it comes to sister wives. It's the wives that come together too, and the husband. Everybody should agree together and be on one accord, like the scriptures say. And I feel like this topic really isn't talked much about. Like, it don't break down the pros and cons. Like, I've never seen nobody break down the pros and cons of multiple wives. I always see brothers say, well, if he want another wife, then he can get another wife. But nobody says I never seen nobody say, look, you got to really get to know that sister. You got to make sure that sister is coming into your family being sincere, that this sister is not going to try to take you out the truth, that this sister don't have a Jezebel spirit, that this sister is really going to make sure your kids are her kids, that this sister is going to make sure that you taken care of, that your other wife is taken care of, that everybody's loving one another. it's deeper than just saying, oh, a man can have multiple wives. Yes, a man can have multiple wives. All things are lawful, but it's not expedient. It wouldn't make sense to do that, especially in this is, like I said, my personal opinion, in this time, just based off of, look, we in the last days. Brothers trying to get their one house in order, adding on another family. That's a lot for a man to deal with in these last days. And based off of what I see, and based off of the things that I have seen in multiple, when brothers have sister wives. So it's something to think about. You have to really be wise and understanding when it comes down to multiple wives, and not just push it and not break down the pros and cons of it. Not break down the good and the bad of it. It's always going to be tough. Look at Leah. Let me not say always, but look at Leah and Rachel. Look at Samuel's mom. Samuel's dad. I forgot his mother's name, but Samuel's dad had 2 wives. Remember, one of them was vexing Samuel's mother because she could have kids, and Samuel's mom wasn't barren at the time. Like, and that's what women do. That's what Eve does. They'll try to vex the other sister, because they got, feel like they got one up, or whatever skill it may be. Look, you're going to have to deal with stuff like that. You're going to have to deal with it. Those situations were in the scriptures for reasons. So, sorry to let my cat out. So, yeah, you got to be wise and circumspect when it comes to you wanting to enter into another person's family. A family could act like they all goody, and good. Then you get in a family and it's a damn mess. A sister could act like she righteous, take pictures with her hair wrap, her Bible, and be a damn mess on the inside. And be Satan trying to just come in and ruin your whole damn family. So you just got to be mindful. And really, that's why the scripture says, prove people. Really get to know them, because people will be fake and put on a facade and act like they something that they not. So that's all I gotta say about the topic. That's pretty much it, y'all. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Hopefully y'all, let me know what y'all think about sister wives and things like that. Let me know about what y'all think underneath. Leave some comments and tell me what y'all think. Shalom.